IELTS Speaking Part 1. Creativity. Question 1. Are you a creative person? Model answer. Band 6 answer. I think I am quite creative, especially when it comes to solving problems. I don't always draw or paint, but I enjoy finding new and different ways to do things, especially at work or in my hobbies. Band 7 answer. I would describe myself as moderately creative. While I'm not naturally inclined towards artistic pursuits, I definitely possess a flair for innovative thinking in practical domains. I excel at devising novel solutions to professional challenges rather than traditional artistic expression. Band 8 answer. Yes, I believe I have a strong creative streak. My creativity is primarily manifested in my ability to conceptualize and implement effective strategies. I enjoy the process of thinking outside the box and transforming abstract ideas into tangible, workable outcomes, which I find extremely rewarding. Question 2. What did you learn about creativity at school? Model answer. Band 6 answer. In school, we didn't have a special class for creativity, but we learned it through art and music lessons. We were always encouraged to express our own ideas in projects. Sometimes, our teachers told us to think differently about a topic in class. Band 7 answer. My schooling mainly fostered creativity through project-based learning. I distinctly recall being encouraged to approach tasks, particularly in subjects like design technology and literature, with an open mind and a degree of individualism. The emphasis was less on rote learning and more on exploring unique interpretations. Band 8 answer. The concept of creativity was primarily integrated into various curricula rather than taught as a standalone subject. We were regularly challenged to develop divergent thinking skills, the ability to generate multiple solutions to a single problem. This approach taught me that creativity is essentially about interdisciplinary synthesis and questioning conventional methodologies, which is a key educational principle in Japan. Question 3. Does anyone in your family have a good imagination? Model answer. Band 6 answer. Yes, my younger sister has a very good imagination. She is always making up stories and characters to play with. Even my mother is creative because she is very good at arranging flowers, *ikebana*, which requires a lot of imagination. Band 7 answer. My family definitely has some imaginative individuals. My mother, for instance, has an exceptional flair for the visual arts. She practices ikebana, the traditional Japanese art of flower arrangement, which demands a high degree of spatial and conceptual visualization. Her ability to transform simple materials into striking compositions is quite remarkable. Band 8 answer. I would say the capacity for imagination runs quite strong in my family. My maternal grandfather, in particular, possesses a truly fertile mind. He was a craftsman who could envision complex structures entirely in his head before beginning construction. This talent for abstract and spatial reasoning demonstrates a highly developed form of imagination that extends far beyond simple storytelling. Question 4. Are people in your country generally very creative? Model answer. Band 6 answer. I think Japanese people are very creative in certain areas. We are famous for technology and design, like in cars and electronics. We also have a lot of creativity in pop culture, like anime and manga, which are very imaginative. So yes, but maybe in a different way than some other countries. Band 7 answer. Yes, I would contend that people in Japan are demonstrably creative, although it often manifests as a form of refined inventiveness rather than purely abstract art. We excel in incremental innovation, kaizen, constantly improving existing products and designs, from consumer electronics to architecture. Furthermore, the global success of our cultural exports like manga and video games is solid evidence of a vibrant, deeply imaginative sector. Band 8 answer. I absolutely believe that Japan possesses an innate and highly disciplined form of creativity. This isn't just limited to the widely recognized global influence of subcultures like anime and fashion. More profoundly, creativity is deeply embedded in our craftsmanship, monozukuri, and our unique ability to synthesize disparate ideas. We are masters of harmonizing tradition with cutting-edge technology, which requires an exceptionally imaginative mindset to innovate within established cultural boundaries. IELTS Speaking Part 2. English Lesson. Talk about an English lesson you enjoyed, or describe an English class, seminar or training session that you enjoyed. You should say, when did you attend? Where did you attend? What did the teacher do? And explain why you think it was enjoyable. You have 1 minute to prepare. You have 2 minutes to talk. Model answer. Band 6 answer. I'm going to talk about an English conversation class 1 took about 2 years ago at a small language school near Shinjuku Station in Tokyo. The teacher was a very friendly man named Mr. Smith. He was from Canada. I attended this class for about 3 months, every Saturday morning. The class was focused on daily conversation skills, not just grammar or test preparation. Mr. Smith was excellent because he didn't just stand and talk, he encouraged us to speak a lot. He would often use role-playing activities, like pretending to order food in a restaurant or asking for directions. What I found most enjoyable was the relaxed and supportive atmosphere. Mr. Smith always corrected our mistakes in a kind way, which made me feel comfortable and not afraid to speak. He also used a lot of humor to keep the class engaging and fun. Because of this class, I felt a huge boost in my confidence when speaking English. It proved to me that learning a language can be enjoyable if the environment is right, and it motivated me to keep practicing my spoken English regularly. Band 7 Answer. I would like to describe an English seminar I attended recently, which focused on academic writing. This session was hosted at Waseda University's Extension campus and was led by Dr. Tanaka, a Japanese professor who had spent many years studying in the UK. I participated in the 2-day seminar last spring. Dr. Tanaka's approach was what made the session so enjoyable. Unlike typical lecture formats, she made the content incredibly practical and engaging. She used examples from real academic papers and showed us how to synthesize information and structure arguments effectively, moving beyond basic essay formats. What stood out was her emphasis on critical thinking. Instead of simply giving us rules, she challenged us to deconstruct complex English sentences and understand the writer's intent. She even incorporated short, timed writing exercises followed by peer review sessions, which provided instant, constructive feedback. The seminar was so enjoyable because it transformed a seemingly dry topic, academic writing, into an intellectually stimulating challenge. I walked away with tangible strategies for improving my writing clarity, and it genuinely reignited my passion for using English as a tool for serious academic thought. Band 8 Answer. The most memorable and enjoyable English training session I've attended was a specialist course on business negotiation skills, held at a corporate training center in central Osaka approximately 6 months ago. The facilitator, Ms. Eleanor Vance, was a highly seasoned consultant from the U.S. with vast experience in international commerce. The course lasted a full week, and what distinguished it was its immersive, high-stakes methodology. Ms. Vance didn't just present theory, she orchestrated complex simulated negotiation scenarios based on real-world business cases involving Japanese and international companies. Her primary technique was the use of video playback and subsequent meticulous critique of our communication style, vocabulary choice, and nonverbal cues. The enjoyment stemmed from the intense intellectual rigor and the immediate, practical application of the knowledge. Ms. Vance possessed an unrivaled ability to dissect our language errors and show how they impacted the perceived authority and trustworthiness of our proposals. She taught us how to use modal verbs and hedging language strategically to maximize persuasive impact, which was a true linguistic revelation. This session was profoundly enjoyable because it was transformative. It wasn't merely an English lesson, it was an empowerment program. It completely demystified the cultural nuances embedded within high-level English business communication, making me feel not only competent but genuinely equipped to navigate cross-cultural professional dynamics with fluency and confidence. IELTS Speaking Part 3. English Lesson. Question 1. What is the difference in people who know only one language and those who know multiple languages? Model answer. Band 6 Answer. People who know only one language can still communicate well in their own country, but people who know several languages can connect with more people from different cultures. For example, someone in Japan who speaks only Japanese may find it hard to travel or study abroad, while bilingual people can communicate more easily. Band 7 Answer. People who know multiple languages often have a broader worldview. While monolingual people can live comfortably in their own society, multilingual people can understand different perspectives and adapt better to new environments. For example, Japanese students who learn English can study overseas and experience different ways of thinking, which can make them more open-minded. Band 8 answer. Multilingual individuals tend to be more flexible and culturally aware compared to monolingual speakers. Knowing several languages not only helps with communication but also enhances cognitive skills and empathy. For instance, Japanese professionals who speak English and another Asian language can work smoothly in international companies because they understand both linguistic and cultural nuances. Question 2. Why can some people learn languages fast while others learn slowly? Model answer. Band 6 answer. Some people learn fast because they study hard or have more time to practice. Others learn slowly because they are busy or don't have much confidence. For example, Japanese workers often have long hours, so they can't spend enough time studying English. Band 7 answer. I think learning speed depends on a person's environment and motivation. Those who use the language often, like people who watch English movies or talk to foreigners, learn faster. On the other hand, learners who only study from textbooks may improve slowly. For example, Japanese students in exchange programs usually become fluent much faster than those who only learn English in school. Band 8 answer. Language learning speed is influenced by exposure, mindset, and learning strategies. People who create daily opportunities to use the language, through online communities, reading, or immersive media, tend to progress faster. In Japan, for instance, young people who actively use English on social media or in international workplaces develop fluency much faster than those who treat English as just an academic subject. Question 3. Why do people learn a foreign language? Model answer. Band 6 answer. People learn foreign languages to study or work abroad. For example, many Japanese students learn English to go to university in other countries or to find better jobs in Japan. Band 7 answer. In addition to study and work, people also learn languages to understand other cultures. For example, Japanese people often study English not only for their careers but also to enjoy movies, music, and travel experiences more deeply. Band 8 answer. People learn foreign languages for both practical and personal reasons. Beyond improving career opportunities or education, language learning allows individuals to connect with people from different backgrounds and develop intercultural understanding. For instance, many Japanese professionals study English or Korean to build better relationships with colleagues and clients overseas, showing how language learning is also a bridge between cultures. Question 4. Do you think children should start learning foreign languages early? Model answer. Band 6 answer. Yes, I think children should start early because they can remember words more easily. In Japan, some kindergartens already have English lessons, and children enjoy singing songs in English. It helps them get used to the sound of the language. Band 7 answer. Yes, starting early helps children develop good pronunciation and confidence. When they learn a foreign language young, they don't feel nervous about making mistakes. In Japan, many parents send their kids to English conversation schools so they can learn naturally through games and songs, which builds their interest in language learning. Band 8 answer. Definitely. Early exposure to a foreign language not only improves pronunciation but also enhances children's cognitive flexibility and curiosity about the world. In Japan, for instance, schools that introduce English or even Chinese at an early age often see students become more open-minded and globally aware later in life. However, it's also important to make lessons fun and interactive, so children associate language learning with positive experiences.
Congrats on making it to the end of this video, and kudos to you if you did all that practice. You are amazing. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. And you can also add my official LINE account that's in the profile. And if you do this, then I can send you a free phrases guide that you can use for your practice. All right, happy studying. See ya.